push some people and run away.
Oh boy, I can't wait for another 4 hours of that right there.
Get to see how Wonder Woman sing Imagine.
Maybe they'll put that in there. At the end, they all holding hands. Imagine there's no villains. Because we all kicked their ass. Well, first of all, I have to sit up here and apologize to change.org. Apparently, it does change things. I mean, not the things that really make a difference.
No.
I mean, Amazon still being destroyed. The farce, that is, not the service. Right. Mass extinction still going on. Mm-hmm. You know, things are still corrupt out there. But you know what? Who gives a I got my Snyder Cut. Hey, we brought change there.
As long as it's trivial, we can fix it.
We can fix it. There you go. If it don't mean shit, we can make that happen. For years, people have been talking about Snyder's cut, the true cut of the Justice League. Mm-hmm. And you know, it was teased for so long that, you know, people just thought it was a myth.
Right.
At some point. You know, at this point, people like it. You know what? It's right up there. It's right up there with Bigfoot and UFOs.
I was just gonna say that. Like when the print is done, Bigfoot will be the one to deliver.
Yeah, exactly. They say it's right
the Loch Ness Monster.
Right up there with the Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot, and UFOs. And then the government released UFOs. And, you know, it's almost like Warner Brothers said, well, goddamn, the Pentagon called us on our bluffs. Y'all mean oh shit, you mean there's aliens out there for real?
It does mean we live in a time where anything goes.
Yeah. Shit, the government called our bluff. Well, hell, we got to release the Snyder Cut now. The Snyder Cut of Justice League is coming to not HBO, but the new HBO Max.
Each of us, in some way, is held back.
Push some people and run away.
Oh boy, I can't wait for another 4 hours of that right there.
Get to see how Wonder Woman sing Imagine.
Maybe they'll put that in there. At the end, they all holding hands. Imagine there's no villains. Because we all kicked their ass. Zack Snyder had been teasing this for like 2 years, man. You know what I'm saying?
Was he himself saying it? Because I feel like it was all his advocates saying it.
They were saying
and
it.
He was just not correcting anyone.
No, they were saying it, and then he go in there and just get them all riled up, start shit. It's like he went into a room. It was almost like he went into a room full of toddlers who had just fallen asleep, and he came in like, "Hey, everybody!" And Warner Brother like, God damn it, we just put them to sleep. Shit, what the fuck are you doing? They would be cool, and then he just put something out there because they would be like, release the Snyder Cut, release this.
Calm down, guys.
Okay.
Calm down.
All right,
down.
I'm good. And then he'd come in and be like,
oh, by the way,
yeah,
some production photos.
And then he'd be like, hey. He's like, see, it does exist. It does exist. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, this guy. I'm one of the few people out there who actually thought that Justice League was fun. You know, I know it's not a good movie, but at that point I just like, well, you know something, I didn't really like any of these other movies. This one I'm just having a little bit of fun with.
Sure, I know. I feel like you and I were both of the mindset of like, I mean, it's not great. It's not even good, but there's some parts of it that I like. I didn't hate it like I did Batman v Superman.
No. I had fun with it, but Christian will tell you, he's like, look, he ready to go. Look at him. No, wait, because you didn't like the minute. We are way in the minority. We are minorities within minorities. Yeah. You know, I get it, Christian. Come on in with something, man.
I'd hate to disappoint you. No, my thing about this is that I hated with vitriol Batman versus Superman. Justice League, if you squint and you look really carefully for about 10, 15 minutes, those are the characters. That's the Justice League. Like Superman starts acting like Superman again and stuff, you know? So like for me, I look at Justice League, the Joss Whedon version. I understand that it's a Frankenstein, but considering it's a Frankenstein, it's like kind of a competent movie. And I had fun with it in a way that I did not at all with Batman versus Superman or Man of Steel for that matter.
Oh, well, that's okay. Well, it's the same thing that I was saying.
Yeah, I think we just walked out of Batman versus Superman and was like, well, it ain't that. So
right,
this is cool.
exactly.
But, I did. So I was kind of like, if there's another cut out there that Zack Snyder feels like he could make better, then that's cool. But he kept teasing and teasing and teasing. And I'm like, you know what? This is like getting nudes from a chick that ain't gonna ever let me. Sure. It's like I'm never gonna. Oh, keep sending me all these nice, sexy pictures, but I'm never gonna have sex with you. So it's like I'm tired of it. Look, I can only sit in this pumpkin patch and wait for the great pumpkin for so goddamn long before I'm like, he ain't coming.
Yeah, it's funny because I looked at it the way I did when for 10 years at least, I had people come to me saying like, George Lucas said he's gonna start working on the new Star Wars movie. No, he's got some ideas. No, he's saying like in 5 years he's gonna start working on it. Wait. I got tired of hearing that shit. And then the movie finally comes out, and it was like, wow, that sucked.
Yeah. Well, Christian, you going to say something?
No, I was just going to totally agree, man. Be careful what you wish for, because we all fanboyed and wanted a prequel trilogy until we got a prequel trilogy, and then we hated ourselves.
Yeah, we liked for about a week because we said, "Oh, it's Star Wars. I have to like this shit. It's all I got." Turns out everybody was kind of right.
Sure.
Because we know, listen, for those who don't know, Zack Snyder had to leave because his daughter, because of, his daughter died. So he left, of course, to grieve, adjust. He had been working with, regardless of what you say about the man's art or his films, he seemed like a pretty decent guy.
Sure.
He was working with suicide prevention organizations. So, he just, look, I don't feel like making movie right now. Too bad, because you halfway through. But he's like, he had to leave. Joss Whedon came in, and so he said, now that I'm kind of in my right mind and everything, right. I haven't even watched that version, and I want to set it straight. I want to give y'all what I originally envisioned, and now is the perfect time to do that, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But like I said, man, it turns out that we were kind of both right, because with what he had plans.
Yes.
Right. There was never a cut. Okay.
I know that's what they was getting me. They're like, release the cut. I'm like, there is no cut.
There was never any cut. All right. Now, there was plans and there was footage and there was, I was gonna do this and that. And there were
sketches.
Yeah. But what mostly happened, man, I tell you what mostly happened. Warner Brothers, like I said earlier, Warner Brothers just got tired of him getting these goddamn nerds riled up. And he told him, he said, look, you got them doing all this shit. You got them hyped up. Do something about it. With that, man, the great thing about Warner Brothers, because I know everybody talks about DC, Warner Brothers and all that, but what happened is that they were cool about it. They said, look, man, we know you went through some hard times and you didn't get what you wanted with that. And plus these goddamn fucking nerds are getting on our nerves. And a bunch of executives went into a room, and he told them his idea about this and how they could probably make it happen, because Warner Brothers said, well, now that we're at a point where we can probably do something like this, because we're not adhering to any strict plan. The demand is there. There's an avenue that we can do this on. Let's do it. You got good ideas, and like I said, because even when the original Justice League came out back in 2015, was it 2015? No, 2017. When it came out in 2017, even the studio felt like this is not complete. So they're rumored to give him $20 million to pretty much partially remake a 3-year-old movie. A 3-year-old movie that made money but critically did not do that well. Sure. So, they're going out and doing that now. That brings up some questions, and I want to bring everybody in on that, because Christian, this is where I really want to bring you in, man. There's a lot of details with this that they're rumors. Some of them have been reported. No one's really saying anything yet. But with this new cut, what they're saying is that, all right, so the cut will probably be 4 hours long. like he originally was asking for. Like you were saying, it might be episodic, like a TV show. He's expressed that I'd like to end with cliffhangers on some things. Have people coming back and watching this in chunks. You'll also get the appearance of somebody that he wanted to bring in and they couldn't have it. And I don't know why they would dig ride Marvel and copy them so much. I don't know why y'all didn't want your own Thanos. Darkseid, that was the plan. So they said you're gonna get the appearance of the big villain that we wanted, Darkseid, and in addition to some of the extra footage that they want to put in, because that's what they have a lot of footage they haven't been able to use. They also said that we want to go in and probably bring some of the old cast back.
Sure.
The first person that they called was Ray Fisher. He's like, yeah.
Oh yeah. Like, are you serious?
Like he's like, thank God.
The phone rang. He's like, oh, what the hell's that noise?
He's like,
oh, somebody's calling me.
Yeah. he was like, hello. Oh, Zach? Oh, hey. No, I'm not doing anything. Hold on. Yeah!
Right.
Shit!
Exactly. I told you, Mama.
Yeah!
I told you they was going to have me
I
back.
can move out the house. Oh, no, I'm okay. Was it still on?
Yeah, I think I can move some things around in my schedule and be available.
Yeah.
Well, if it's going to be any trouble. No, dude, I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll come right now.
But Ray Fisher, man, who was Cyborg. Yeah, man. Chat saying Cyborg lives again. Yeah. He was the first one that they called.
Of course.
Because they were like, yeah.
The most available.
Yeah, he ain't doing nothing.
We got to build up some sure things so we have confidence to finally get to that Ben Affleck call.
But here's okay, Christian, I know you've been on hold, but here's where I'm going to bring everybody in. Because my question is, with this, is the recasting is a very interesting situation. A lot has happened since the 2017, since the movie was released. They broke Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Shit,
it's like he came across Bane.
Yeah.
And Bane didn't have break his back. He had a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah, exactly. Zack Snyder's the only one to defeat Batman. Just broke his ass. His ass going through Jack in the Box. Looking for help.
He looks more broken than Batman does at the end of villain fights.
He
He looks more physically broken than that.
I can't keep doing this.
He looking at the Joker like, let's just get a drink. Shit, he'll pick us up tomorrow. Is he gonna be available to call in case you have to shoot some more stuff?
I mean, he dropped out of playing Batman because he said this is gonna kill me.
Exactly. Yeah, that's gonna be a very interesting phone call. Hey Ben, this is Zach. Hello. Mother, I gotta go to his house. He's actually at the Jack in the Box. Damn it. Hey Ben, it's me. Drive. I'll find you, bitch. Ezra Miller had to choke a bitch.
Learn it? Did you want to fight? Is that the deal? Whoa, bro. Fight?
He got fired. At least that's what I heard as the Flash. He's not doing that. That Flash.
Okay,
movie?
I'd heard something about him choking a girl, but I'd never seen it. And at first it looked like a joke, but then with everybody going, bro.
Yeah, and people still trying to figure it out. But
what's the deal with that?
I think that he's not the Flash anymore. I'm gonna pass it on, and Christian can tell you. Let me go ahead and pass it on to him because my question is, with these things happening, do you think that this they can call these people back in any kind of way? Because if Ezra Miller's not on the Flash, is he even allowed back on the lot anymore? But is this going to be? Are we excited about this? Ready for it to happen? And now we see like some potential snags coming through. Christian, go ahead and take it, man.
Excited is one word to use. Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, Ezra hasn't been fired yet because Warner Brothers has always been really wait and see. We saw that with the Johnny Depp thing for Fantastic Beasts, and I guess now the Amber Heard thing. So I haven't heard anything official, but time will tell. Excited, it's really hard for me to say, man, because if we look at this, if this was gambling, we'd call this throwing good money at bad money because they had spent so much money already to do this. And I think that they have recast some of these, like Robert Pattinson's the new Batman and stuff like that. So how much money are they going to have to pay to get the principal cast to come back? Like, because unless they're working scale, though, all four of those people are pretty high in demand and have the right to demand big
Yeah.
salary. And if they're only giving them $20 to $30 million to reshoot it, they're going to have to come in and do it out of the, kindness of their own heart, I think, because there's not enough money to go back and fix all the visual effects. You may have been a troll about this not coming out, but I think you were a troll with a good reason to troll, which is that visual effects cost money and studios do not spend that money unless they have to. So at best there was a cut out there, but it was all half finished visual effects. I do not think that this is one that they're going to come and fix in post though.
Yeah.
That was always my thing. I was like, the problems with this, it's not simply a different cut that will fix it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm thinking the same thing too. Because I'm wondering. I mean, look, if he went in there and told these executives that if you give me $20 million, I'll get this done, he must have some connection with these actors to where they're willing to come back and do just a little bit. Because I will say this: the actors, man, they like Zack Snyder.
True.
They feel like what he was doing with this was something special, and they feel like the vision was not there. So he might be able to get them. Now he could probably get Ben Affleck to come in just for a little bit.
If it's for a little bit.
For a little bit, but Ezra Miller. If Ezra Miller's having like some trouble with the studio, that is something that can come in and maybe make this a little wonky. That's again what some of the things you run into when you let so much time pass for something like this, because they're not contractually obligated to do this anymore.
The thing is, what I see as far as the $20 million, that could be a stone soup thing where you say I need 20, and then you're like, I'm kind of hitting that, but if I could just get 10 more, we can really make this nice. But the whole you got to look at like with the executives, it's not so much a way you can make more money off this. It's hey, we're about to launch this new channel.
Yeah.
We need subscribers, and we need a big news item to get these subscribers.
Yeah,
right
and
now.
even though this is not coming out for a while.
Right, yeah. To read how long it's going to take, they're like, listen, we get it out there now, the channel drops in almost a week.
Yeah.
So we get it out there now. Everybody who's on the fence about subscribing now will get those subscribers right off the bat, and we got a story.
HBO has a bunch of stuff they're starting with, and HBO is also in a good position where there's a lot of people already have HBO who will get this with no extra cost, and this is going to be something that might help. But with this $20 million, here's another question: will reshoots mean getting rid of things that were there that didn't work? Josh Whedon, like, I wish you would remove my shit. I worked hard on that. That's art, mother. I wish you would.
I made the Avengers, goddammit.
Yeah, man. In Snyder's defense, he complained the disjointed feel on just having two different directors coming in. Not saying that either one did a bad job, because he did whatever he could. He came in the middle of a movie that was already kind of made, but it definitely didn't feel right. I'm thinking about stuff that was in the movie that didn't even feel like it belonged there, and that's not that's not Zack Snyder's fault. Now, Batman v Superman, you can kiss my ass on that. That was all you, bitch. That one I'm not letting you slide on that shit. This one will give it kind of a little bit of a pass. But there were certain things that were affected by even other movies. Batman v Superman set up things that weren't even followed through in Justice League. You're getting a call from Zack Snyder. It's a warning. But will they be? Do you think? And Christian, I'm gonna pass this to you. Do you think that they'll get rid of? Do you think they'll get rid of some of the stuff that Joss Whedon has done, and some of that this new budget, this $20 million budget? Will that be the reshoots that they do, just to erase all that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the intent. I have to imagine if you spend a lot of time making a film, like even the worst films you've ever seen, the Batman versus Superman, very close. Zack Snyder worked very hard on that film. I think we have to realize that when you see a movie, you see 150, 200 names, and you're like, wow, people worked really hard on it, something that I perceive as a piece of shit. But my point is that I think the property itself is very personal to him. Whether I liked what he was doing or not, we saw him have creative control with Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman, and he was at least doing what he wanted. So I can't imagine he'll keep anything that negates what his vision was. And it seemed to me when Joss Whedon came in, it was a competently edited film, but I still think if you were paying attention, you could tell what was Snyder's and what was Joss Whedon's stuff. And so it's like, I think he's going to probably try to cut all of that out just so he can have as much of his own personality shining through in the property.
Yeah. I mean, my hopes are that they will go in and just completely reshoot some things that just didn't make any sense. Because you could tell where they just, it was a combination of not only bringing in another director, but telling that director to just put in some shit quick.
Yeah.
Why the are these families living at a nuclear blast site? Before they got there, things were messed up. Y'all remember the weird, it was a village, and even though it was a village, it was weird that there was a village built near Chernobyl or something, but our nuclear waste site. But it was even weirder that out of that whole village, we only saw one family.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Shit, all kind of.
You can be fast as you want, but you can't push a truck.
Where this family's living, they should have been all kind of. They should have been mutants. It's like
Right.
that girl should have had one eye and a horn coming out the side of her head. Thank you, Flash. Yeah, man, that was weird to me. Please, my biggest hope is that they take stuff out like that. Just remove it and reshoot stuff.
Well, hopefully they'll remove anything that impedes the story. But everything I've read said that his main goal for the story for Justice League was to have Darkseid come and take over Superman, make him evil. That's what was in that nightmare from Batman v Superman.
Is that what it was?
So that means that all this whole new story, this whole reshoots, falls on the shoulders of Henry Cavill.
Martin brought up a point, and I want to ask just a question, because he said, well, this is a really good way to kind of sell subscriptions, right? It's not about box office necessarily. It's just about as many new people that can come here. But what I would say to you is, like, anything that makes the headlines generally, it's a vocal minority that are beating the drums very loudly. So it may seem like there's this huge, huge demand for the Snyder Cut, but I'd bet you there isn't that much. Or do you think that it's become this legendary, no, it doesn't exist, therefore that there's going to be like a morbid curiosity and therefore people will go and see it? Because I just don't think it's popular in the same way that any of the other movies were. Batman vs. Superman still made money. This one didn't make money.
Yeah. Well, I think that's because a lot of people saw word of mouth on that. Track record came into place with these films. Yeah, man, I mean, to answer your question, I do. They've already created the marketing for it. Whether you think, look, a lot of people, this is funny because a lot of people, I see them in the chat right now talking about, I don't care, but you're here,
Yeah.
and they like we didn't. It's not like we sprung this on you.
That's true.
We told you at the beginning of the show. We talking about the Snyder Cut, and then your ass is like an hour later. I don't give a. Apparently you do. I mean, I'm not crazy about this news either, but it's like it's interesting, and people they've created the marketing behind it.
Sure.
So yeah, this is going to do well, man, and they're creating the marketing behind it, just like what you said, just like what you said, Christian, because it's not listen. The reason that there was no Snyder Cut until HBO Max.
Yeah, HBO Max. It's like, hey, this will be a great way to launch this to get some buzz going, and whatever he does, good, bad, whatever, we need content.
Yeah, there was no Snyder Cut. There was a business opportunity that came up. All this shit about his artistic vision, that they said we have a way. There's a demand out there. This is genius, man. There's a demand out there. People want this, and now we have a way to do it. Because I can tell you right now, the theaters, they wouldn't do this shit again.
No,
hey,
no. They said they would not release.
You had your chance. You want to put, like, excuse me. You want to put a movie that failed back into the theater, and you want to make it longer. Off. You want to put a bad movie and make it 4 hours long and put it back. Bitch, you had your chance. Get the out of here. This is one thing about this, man. It shows the power of streaming right now. There's an opportunity for it. Streaming is so powerful right now, so big, especially right now with new streaming services coming up, that they're doing things that the theaters wouldn't let them do.
Sure, because it's too expensive to experiment in the theater.
Yeah. I hope it's good, because I would be so happy to finally tell people I like Justice League without getting embarrassed or getting rocks thrown at me. People burn crosses in my yard, not because I'm black, but because I've admitted that I like the Justice League movie. That's me looking at my window right now.
No, they burn the cross, and then somebody says, you hate black people. Oh, he's black?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, now I just feel weird about it. I was burning because he likes Justice League. He loves what?
What? Bring your Justice League, Justice League lover, come out. I think that the other thing, to go back to what you guys were saying, man, Warner Brothers is doing it. It's not just because of the opportunity with streaming, but because also the opportunity that DC, the position that DC and Warner Brothers has put themselves in. At this point, Zack Snyder, they're probably doing this for him also because to give some respect. Zack Snyder is the guy that gave us this version of Wonder Woman that we have.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
You know, he's the one that gave us this version of Aquaman that we have. That's some of their, those are the two biggest players right now.
Right.
They're like, there's probably one guy behind him like, he also gave you Batman versus shut the
Yeah.
shut up.
We're trying to not talk about that.
Yeah, but with these movies right here, he's the one that gave them that. So, they're bigger and better IPs now. They're bigger and better brands. Plus, Warner Brothers has dropped this whole thing of trying to do this universe, and just like being able to experiment on a streaming service, this whole thing of being able to not adhere to like this big plan for a universe allows them to do their own experimentation. Like we saw with the Joker. Whether you love it or hate it, that was a huge success for them.
Yeah, well, I think you have that streamer, so use it, And again, I'm not rooting against it. I just look at it from a practicality standpoint of like, you said it earlier, when 20th Century Fox started to zig when everyone was zagging, more specifically when Marvel was zagging, that's when we got really interesting work from them, right? That's when Deadpool, that's when we got Logan. We got these really interesting stories, and DC's doing that now. I didn't love the Joker, but I thought it was really interesting, and I was glad that it existed. And I think that's kind of like the net gain from this is that they can experiment with stuff, but I think it's going to be very interesting going forward because I think the Marvel playbook works because you have a strong man. You have like a central vision. It didn't ever appear like they had a central vision outside of Zack Snyder. So it's going to be interesting to see how they kind of reconcile those two visions for sure, man.
I'm not rooting against it, but I want to see it, and it's more morbid curiosity than anything else. I would prefer going forward than going back. I'm rarely a fan of that.
Yeah.
But hey, it's a chance for redemption, and who doesn't like a redemption story?
Yeah, no, that's true.
I mean, you got to figure from their point of view. They're like, look, hey, say it's not good. Well, we already got the interest. That was the main thing. So it can be bad, and we still won. And if it is good, hey, this franchise is back in play again.
Yeah,
and maybe Cyborg can start appearing in some Wonder Woman movies or Aquaman movies.
Maybe it will reignite something if they can get it straight. You know, who knows, man? I mean, they sure as hell know what don't work now.
If they win, they win. If they lose, they still win.
Now, I am fully aware that this could completely backfire. They are all into introducing again, Darkseid, Zack Snyder's version of Darkseid. Now he's supposed to be some Thanos type character.
I mean, Thanos was actually copied from him.
Yeah, so there you go. I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a character that they had bigger plans for. So now you're going to introduce this character where you had bigger plans for him, and this shit ain't going to go nowhere. This could be confusing.
I know.
And the same thing can be said for, and Chris and I talked about this the other day, and I'll just mention it again. This is not the first time they've gone out and experimented with different cuts of things. Now, nothing to this level that we have right now, because they're trying to halfway remake this. But, they did an extended cut of something. And, if you ask me, if it was better, it was like a nose hair better.
He is angry and he's hunting.
Yeah, baby. He got a cool ass suit. Shit.
Whoa, Jim, that's a bad outfit. Woo!
You know what this is right here, right?
Is that Batman v Superman?
The extended rated R cut.
Oh, I've never seen it.
I saw it. We actually did a review of it on the show one time. And was it slightly better? Added just a little more story that made it just a little more better. But not much. It was still a bad film.
Yeah.
What indication have we been given at all that giving Zack Snyder more resources and more time is going to lead to a better story? Just asking.
I don't think I'm not betting on it happening.
Yeah.
but the fact that the odds are so low, it's such a long shot. Everybody loves when a long shot.
Everyone likes an underdog story for sure. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. Well, let me just say this, man. I agree with that. Because it goes back to what I was saying with the theaters. It's like So what if you do make this 4 hours long and you recut some stuff? What if none of that makes any difference at all?
Right.
And you just made a longer, shittier film?
Yeah, or hey, you made a film that was better, but people still didn't come back to see it.
This, like I said, man, this could be a big risky thing for them. But I think the risk will, and I'm gonna let you guys have the last word after I say this. I think that the risk could pay off for them, even if it is a big risky thing, because it's not so much an investment, and it is. It's not so much an investment though. I believe I could be wrong, but it's not so much an investment in the Snyder Cut. It's an investment in that a little bit, but it's a big investment in HBO Max too.
Yes, very much so.
It's a $20 million commercial that they're making right now. But hopefully it'll be great and we'll all win. HBO will win. The fans who loved it will win. The ones who hated it will win because they got a good movie now. But last words for you guys, Christian.
I have very little faith in it. You said something earlier that I wanted to address, which is like he's responsible for these incarnations of these characters, Aquaman and Wonder Woman, and they are popular, sure. Yeah. But he was responsible for the aesthetic. He's not responsible for any of the thing that people actually really like or care about that character.
No, I agree.
Patty Jenkins came in and made that a respectable origin story, and we all kind of fell in love with Diana Prince. Same thing with James Wan, even though I like that less. What I'm saying is that he's more responsible for like picking the look, and I've always thought he is a really good cinematographer. He knows how to compose a frame, but on a story level, I am really worried about it, man. I doubt that it has the appetite that you think it has. That's all I'm saying.
No, you know what? Look, like I said, I liked the movie. I thought it was fun, but I don't agree it's a good movie. And I'm actually right there with you, Christian. I agree, man, because let me see here. Looking at this, man, like I said it earlier, Batman versus Superman, that was all you.
Yeah.
And that proved right off the bat that he did not understand these characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, not to completely gloss over it, but Man of Steel also.
Yep.
Where we started out going like, all right, this is going to be cool. And there's like, oh, wow, you don't understand this character at all, do you?
Nah.
Well, and also coming in and going, I'm gonna lay out a 4-hour epic. It's like, you can't do that. Why would you keep working? If your script is that many pages, you're supposed to go in and edit it down and still make it make sense and flow.
Yeah. All of this was a mess. I don't mind seeing them go in and do this experiment. I mean, the biggest thing is that I'm gonna get HBO Max.
I've already subscribed.
Yeah, I mean, it's added onto my service, so I'm not paying anything.
Yeah.
So this is the great way of doing it, man. This is the perfect time to do it. Everybody's in experimental phase, including with streaming. So this is the perfect time, and I don't blame them. And hopefully it'll pay off, man. But I'm like you, Christian. I don't have my hopes up, man.
I don't have my hopes up, but I also acknowledge that this is gonna have very little impact. Like I said, I already subscribed to it, so if it's there, cool. In a year, if it gets delayed, it finally comes out. This movie would actually have a bigger impact if it's awful. Mm-hmm. If it's a colossal failure, it'll at least generate some talk.
Yeah. And
if it's just good, then all right, it'll be buzzy for about a week, and then nobody will mention it again.
I have a feeling this is gonna put us back where we started. Just all of us just fighting about something else we don't need to be fighting about.
I know, exactly.
All this shit in the world we got to solve. We up here playing Batman versus Superman with each other. God damn it. That's what's going to happen. Anyway, we'll see how it happens, people. 2021 is when this is going to happen. So don't get your hopes up too high or don't get too excited right now. You still have a ways to go.
Not only do you have a ways to go, but you have everything that was supposed to come out this year where they had to delay production.
Ooh.
That's going to drop in 2021.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh,